Joining me today is Joanne Misuraca, CEO of Michigan Mortgage Lenders Association. We're so happy to have you, Joanne.
Thanks for asking me.
Welcome to MBA. So we want to hear about you. Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about your story and how you ended up as the CEO?
It was total happenstance. This is back in 1997. I was working at a law firm, and way back then is when they first put PCs on your desk.
Oh,
wow. And so they said, just use the mouse and look around, and so I went on a job site, and an ad for this job came up, and I was at like the #1 law firm, and there wasn't a lot of growth for advancement. So I'm like, what do I have to lose? I went on the interview, I got the job.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I've been the very first full-time employee of the Michigan Mortgage Lenders Association. Back then it was the Mortgage Bankers Association of Michigan. We've evolved since I've been there. But yeah, that's how I came to get this job.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool story.
I know. And well, to make a long story longer, Dave Trott from Trott Law, or Trott and Trott at the time, he was president, and he's like, we got to get a full-time person in. And because I was the first full-time employee, it was chaotic, to say the least, and totally out of my comfort zone. And I'm like, what did I get myself into? No one knows what's going on. There isn't really anybody in charge. Everybody's volunteer. And then, of course, a manager job opened up at the law firm, and they tried to get me back. And I was so far over my head and not knowing what we were doing at MMLA, I took the job at the back of the law firm. He's like, nope, we got to keep her here. So he talked me into staying, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Wow. And how long have you been there?
Since 97, so it's going on 29 years. And
Wow. Definitely passionate.
Very, yeah. So it's been excellent for me, really. Meeting, like if you go around to any of the MBA stuff, everyone talks about how great Michigan is and how great the people are, and it really is. They call us the Michigan Mortgage Mafia, and we have that reputation for a reason, I think. But it's a good group of people, and I'm lucky to have this job.
And when we were talking the other night, there's a lot of things that we do now at our state and local conference that you helped. So
I was in '98. I went to the first state and local meeting, and back then a guy named Jerry Aust was the first person at MBA to look into doing a state and local group within the all the other MBAs around the country. And we had that meeting to say, this is something that we would all enjoy and get out of it, and that's when it started, the MBA state and local first. So I'm the OG.
That's right. That's right. So as you talk about your history and your job success, what do you think is critical for your mindset? Have you had mindset shifts or any habits that you have?
Yeah, well, I'm with being the only employee, you have to be very organized, and I kind of a nerdy about that. Very OCD organized, keeping everybody on track, because you have multiple committees, multiple board members, multiple personalities. Every year I get a new president as my boss. So that transition, you just got to go with the flow and learn to adapt.
And how do you maintain the confidence in our industry, which is very high pressure?
Well, it's we've seen a lot of ebbs and flows, and I've been through a lot of them with our mortgage companies, and with the way the market goes, and just rolling with the punches, and staying positive, and relying on a lot of support from our members, and just keeping that, knowing that we're doing a good job, getting the reaffirmation from our members that continue to support us, just gives you the confidence to keep going.
So that's really great advice, and going with the flow. What specific advice would you give to the next generation coming in?
Go with your heart. Learn, do what you love, and it's not work. Isn't that what they say?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
You obviously followed that.
Yeah. Just keep going and stay positive. And, there are going to be setbacks, but look at those as opportunities to learn and improve. So, nothing that we do is life-threatening. So, it's like the worst thing that can happen isn't terrible. And I'm a believer in things that happen in my life. Everything happens for a reason, and just learn from those reasons and keep going.
Well, you're a great example.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not much of a, holy roller, but I don't think God gives you more than you can handle. So.
Well, that's a good piece of advice, and you've definitely emulated that in your role here in the industry.
Yeah, enjoy what you do is the main thing. I'm pushing that 6 blank number, and they're like, "Oh, you're going to retire soon?" It's like, I'm not in any hurry if you aren't.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we want to keep you here for as long as you're willing to stay. So thanks for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great to have you on.
Thank you.